If you're working from home and you're juggling home and life and childcare and homeschooling, or you're just really busy and have a lot going on, you may not feel like you have very much time to take care of yourself and your body. So in today's video, I want to share with you a really simple 5-minute movement series that you can do while you're sitting at your desk, when you have a couple of minutes, maybe even while you're on a call, to just go through the movements and loosen up all of your muscles. And going through this movement sequence can also show you where you might have a problem developing, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in the video. So if you'd like to have a super simple movement sequence to help loosen up your body while you're working at your desk, this is the video for you. Hi, I'm Catherine. I'm the founder and principal therapist at Leighton Sports Massage, a multi-award-winning clinic in London. In this channel, I share information about how the body works, simple self-care tips, and a little bit about us so that you can live and enjoy your favorite activities as close to pain-free as possible. Now, at the time of this recording, we are still in lockdown and a ton of people are working from home. But even when you're not working from home with your children not in school and trying to juggle everything and the mental health challenges that come with it, in our day-to-day life, often we're very busy and it can be hard to find that time for yourself. So I wanted to put together a movement sequence that you can literally do sitting at your desk, wherever it is that you're working, to loosen up your joints and muscles, to help energize you and make you feel a little bit lighter, because when our muscles are tight, we actually feel heavier with tenser muscles, lubricate your joints a little bit, and it also gives you a clue to where you might have a problem. Because if you go through your full range of movement and you notice that when you turn your head to one side, for example, you're not going as far as you are to the other side, that indicates you've got some tension building up in your neck. And you want to be aware of that, because if you're building up tension and you don't notice, often you can have a problem at the worst time, which if you want to know more about that, I've got another video about like body scan and why you need to be connected to your body, like why it's important. Now, when you watch this again, I've put the time that the exercises start in the description. So listen to, I've got a couple of like little notes and disclaimers for you to do it safely before you get into it. But if you want to come back to it and have me walk you through it, you can just hop to that time in the description to just be led through the movements. So the warning/notes. This is the most important thing. Number one, none of this should feel painful at all. Literally no pain. We're not working through anything. We're not pushing ourselves. Feel where there's a little bit of resistance, and if there's a lot, just stop, and definitely stop if there's pain, okay? That's gonna be to make sure you do it safely. Only go to your normal range of movement. So let's say that if you bring your arm up to here, it's too painful. Just go to here, that's fine. When you push into your painful range, your body starts to tense to protect itself. So even though you might think you're doing yourself a favor by pushing up this far because you can go this far, even though it's really painful, actually you're tensing your muscles up more and you could be hypersensitizing your nervous system, which we won't go into now, but that's a serious thing. If you have any medical conditions, especially if you have any joint problems or you've ever had like plates or screws or anything put in, check with your doctor before doing this. It should be safe, but everybody is different, and there's always a chance that there's something specific to you that makes what is okay for most people not okay. So just if you have any medical conditions or problems with your shoulders or your upper body, check with your doctor before you do this. So the other thing is focus on alignment. So most of us, when we're sitting at their desk, we're kind of like this. Start by lifting up your sternum, your breastbone just a tiny bit, dropping your shoulders, putting your head over your shoulders, kind of lengthening your spine as much as you can. You know, sometimes when we're carrying tension, it's not so easy. And then when you're going through the movements, try to be as aligned as possible so you can feel how everything's moving. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that you're going to do is straighten up, drop your shoulders, activate your abdominals just a little bit, and then go ahead and rotate your head side to side. Now we're going to do each movement at least 3 times, but you are fully welcome to do it a few more, to pause it if it feels particularly good. Like I'm getting a really lovely sense of opening and movement here. So if I wasn't doing this video, I'd probably do this for a bit longer. Also, when you're turning your head, some common cheats that the body does is it'll lead with the head. So you can see my head's going first, but my chin's staying over here. That's a common cheat. Another common cheat is to drop the head and look down. And if you are not keeping yourself even, that's a sign that your body's avoiding something. Now we're going to do a gentle tilt. Now when you tilt your head, lengthen your neck up and then out towards the corner of the ceiling. So we're not crunching on our neck. If we crunch on our neck, it's really bad. Now, most of the time when you're lifting, you might not go very far, and that's okay. Tuck your chin in to get a stretch down the back of the neck. And then we'll just do this a couple more times. Yeah, so I'm getting a lovely gentle stretch here. Pay attention to where you feel a stretch. Not as much of a stretch on this side, interestingly. And then one more time. And you can just feel how it's opening up, right? That's great. Now, the next one you can do is just looking down, stretching out the back of your neck, looking up. Now, again, when you look up, you want to lengthen so that you're not crunching the back of your neck. And just a reminder, if you have any pain, don't do it. And if you want, at the end of the movement, you can lift your chin like, ooh, like give yourself a, what is this called, an underbite? And then stretch out the front of the neck. So that's the neck movements. And the next thing we're going to do is some shoulder movement. So start with like just really easy shoulder circles. Now it's up to you if you want to have your hands on your elbow, hands on your shoulders, or if you want to do this. Right? And again, do the range that feels comfortable. You should feel your shoulder blades moving around on your back, your arms coming up, and then you go backwards. Oh, this feels really good on my spine. I think I'm going to have to do this more often. And then you can also shrug your shoulders up and down. So when you're doing this movement, you're specifically moving your shoulder blade on your back. Whereas when you're moving your arms, you're moving the shoulder in the shoulder joint, right? Then if you want, we can also do internal and external rotation, which is you have your hand like this, and then you go in and out. Now, this may be crunchy. I'm going to see if I can catch this with my microphone so you can hear it. I have no idea if this is going to pick up or not. It's really normal to have a crunchiness in the shoulder joint, especially in this movement. It's also really normal to have a very limited range of movement because rotator cuffs get tight on people, especially if they work at a desk. If the crunching is not painful, it's okay. It's just cartilage. It's as long as it's not painful and you don't have any structural imbalances or issues. So again, if you have a medical problem, just check with your doctor before you do anything new. So you've done that a few times, and we'll do it on the other side. Now, I like to put my hand here because it helps me, because what sometimes will happen is people will like kind of move their shoulder like that to compensate. So by having my hand here, I'm able to isolate the arm bone in the shoulder joint. And again, I'm hearing a lot of crunching. And if you hear crunching and it's not painful and you do this often, you might get rid of it. Like I had this really badly for a while. And I started doing yoga for 15 minutes every morning, and then the crunching in my shoulder went. I think it was just loosening up the shoulder joint. But if it makes you a bit squeamish, it's okay not to do it because that one felt a bit weird at the end. Okay, so we've done the shoulders, we've done the neck. Now we're going to do the wrists and the elbows. So elbows, we did a little bit when we were doing the circles, right? But you can straighten and bend. You can roll around your wrist like this. I'll do that on the other side. Now, note, do not let your elbows go past straight. Keep them slightly bent, especially if you have a little bit of hypermobility. You want to protect your elbow. And again, I'm holding my elbow in my hand. And then hands. So our hands and our wrists do take a lot of, I don't know what the word is. Is it like just not quite abuse, but they do put up with a lot from us. A lot of times our wrists and our hands are compensating for shoulder issues. So roll your wrists around, open and close your fingers. Now, one of the nice things about joint movements is that when we move our joints, we're sending more synovial fluid to our joints, which helps make them more lubricated. Again, there should be no pain. If you get pain in your fingers, that might be a sign that there's something going on. And then the last thing is a torso rotation. So we're going to go this way and this way. And the good thing about doing the seated is that you're isolating your spine and you're keeping your hips still, right? Like often if you're doing a standing, people let their hips go around so they're not just stretching the torso. Again, this could be painful and you might have a limited range. So I have some clients who can only do this, and that's totally okay if you can't move very far. Ideally, keep your head moving with your spine so it's like twisting like a column. So don't like have your shoulders go here and then be facing me. And move, so that's 3 times each side. And there you go. There's your movement. So take a minute to think about where it felt restricted. Where did it feel really good? What do you feel like now? Pretty good. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Come back to this anytime that you feel like you need a few minutes to just move around and get the blood pumping. And if you enjoyed this video, please like it so other people will find it more easily. Share it with anybody you know who's working from home and maybe having trouble finding those moments for themselves. And if you subscribe, then you'll be notified when we have a new video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.